Hello everybody, we're back with another Frog Popstar video covering the Dragonflight beta, soon to be the Dragonflight pre-patch it looks like. Blizzard has announced that they're kind of done with, really changing up the class. It's going to be more about tuning. I find this a little hard to believe because, like Balance and Feral are just got a lot of changes. Shadow Priest just got a lot of Priest in general got a lot of changes, kind of needs more. So I don't think that's really the right call. I think they need to focus on the classes a bit more. The classes are the most important part of the expansion, in my opinion. It's like, no matter how cool the content is, if your class is boring or frustrating to play, the game's going to suck. So anyway, but we're going to be talking about Hunter today, mostly from a PvP perspective, although I'm going to say, I guess before we get into the PvP discussion, looking at all the classes, is there a reason to bring Hunter into a raid? Like I feel like all these other classes have this crazy utility, and Hunter doesn't really have. It's not really bringing much. It's got this wacky Sentinel thing. But is this really anything? Like, are you ever going to say, "Wow, we really need to bring a Hunter to this raid"? Is that going to happen? I kind of doubt it, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. But now on to the PvP stuff, okay? The PvP stuff. So first we're looking at Beast Mastery. Beast Mastery, the way Beast Mastery is designed, is actually... It's pretty good for PvP. If you CC the Hunter, the pet's still DPSing. If you CC the pet, the Hunter's still DPSing. And it kind of makes Beast Mastery... It can make Beast Mastery kind of an annoying thing to go up against. So let's look at this tree specifically and what I think is going on in here. There's a few things to talk about. Animal Companion, you're forced to take this now. It does, makes your pet, do less damage. They say they're going to fix the bug that makes like the temporary pets do less, but we'll see. But this, for one talent point, this is quite a bit of a DPS increase compared to really any other place you're spending 1 point. So definitely mandatory. So yeah, you got to take this. You've got to. Let's see. Not the barb shot thing, no, you do need the barb shot thing because you need this. I think Bloodshed's going to be better than Murder of Crows, almost certainly. But so for Beast Mastery, I think Beast Mastery is looking better. This Dire command line, I'd be surprised if this was good. Also, Wailing Arrow, probably not going to be great. It doesn't silence in PvP. So, kind of not really great. The Dire command line, I think, is probably what you're going to end up skipping. But you'll have enough to get Beast Mastery, this. You can get this. And Call of the Wild and its improvement. Which, Call of the Wild is Beast Mastery's new cooldown. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's quite good. It's going to give Beast Mastery a stronger burst window. So it'll be, Bestial Wrath and Call of the Wild instead of the old Aspect of the Wild, which really was a pretty pathetic cooldown. The new Aspect of the Wild, I don't think this is going to be great for PvP. The cleaving is kind of, you don't want to be hitting random targets in PvP because you can break CC and such with them. For the PvP talents, they got Diamond Ice added. Not really much changed in here, unfortunately. I've always thought the Hunter PvP talents were so boring, but listen, that's okay. Where is... Yeah, so a Diamond Ice, but not really too much that's going on in here. I will say, one little thing on pets, I'm pretty disappointed that they haven't added like a little, added the ability to at the very least change your pet spec like you used to be able to do. I absolutely hate, being limited on what pets I can pick. Honestly, pets in PvP, you take a Mortal Wounds pet and pretty much every other pet is you're gimped. So I don't like that at all. Taking a pet with a slow is kind of a waste. There's lots of ways to get slow, and you've got a 100 uptime slow yourself with concussive shot. So kind of silly to take a pet that slows, and a lot of the pets have dodge for themselves, which is useless. And they got a lot of pets with defenses for themselves, also not really great. So you're pretty much stuck with the Mortal Wounds pet. You know, almost all the time. I don't really like that. I was hoping that pets would have gotten, you know, the way pets fundamentally work, I was hoping that was going to get big changes with Dragonflight. You know, a short little talent tree for the pets. Like first row, you choose the passive they give you, like the 10% leech or the 7% movement speed. Second row, you choose like the defensive cooldown, bloodlust, or the hand of freedom effect, or what is it called? The hand of freedom roar. I forget its name. You choose, you can choose one of those. Then the third row, you choose some kind of utility, and then maybe on the fourth row is Beast Mastery only, and you pick an exotic pet utility. I would have liked if something like that came. Would have been nice. I hate that we're still locked into pets. I just want to use, I want to use a pet that I think is cute or cool or something. So, kind of a shame about that. I hate feeling forced to pick certain pets. Don't think it's a great design, but we're kind of too late in the beta. I don't think that's gonna change. So, oh well. But Beast Mastery, I think it looks pretty good, honestly. I think it looks good. It's got a lot of ways to do damage. Like I said, I don't think the dire command stuff, I think it's cool, but I got a feeling it's not going to be super good. I think you're going to want the Beast Mastery stuff and the Call of the Wild. I think you're going to want the stuff on this side instead. Not these two, but like this other stuff, I think. So, I think it looks pretty good. The general tree, Beast Mastery is kind of locked into getting these 3 talents for sure. And then you kind of, let me just fill it out random. You'll see. You'll kind of, I can show you what I'm talking about. Which a little short on this owl. I don't know. Like there's so much in this area that you're gonna want. Like maybe you skip camouflage. It's really only good for the opener. But the rest of the stuff, I think not maybe not Scare Beast, but reduce the cooldown on your traps. You're gonna need that. Of course, you're gonna need Scatter Shot. You're gonna need Intimidation or High Explosive. Maybe you're gonna want Trank Shot. That depends. I bet it's the right call to pick Trank Shot against. I guess it depends on the comp you're against if you want Trank Shot or not. But you might want Trank Shot. You definitely. You want the defensives, you want the improvements for your traps, you want Tar Trap, and you want the slow, you want the direct CCs. So there's just a lot to pick in here. I think, I wish a little bit of this maybe was baseline, but that's okay. So anyway, so now we're down to the bottom. Why is it doing this? Hello? Did I pick something extra? Or is this bugging out right now? Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah, 20 points. Okay, so now here at the bottom for Beast Mastery. You for sure need this. One of these two. It'll depend on which one is good. I think Killer Instinct seems kind of crazy to me, but you also got Kill Shot and stuff too. Like a really strong Execute. Like BM is going to be crazy and Execute if you pick this, but Alpha Predator also looks really nice to me. So, we'll have to see how that turns out. But, so you're pretty much locked into these. I think everyone can agree you're locked into these because of the way Beast Mastery's damage works. So you have to have these. So now, what about the other stuff? Serpent Sting. Oh, and so this for PvP, Steel Trap. Steel Trap's another CC. So you kind of have to pick it, right? And PvP, more CC is just the way to go. So you're kind of going to have to pick this, right? And Serrated Shots. So you're going to have this as well. So Serrated Shots is going to make Serpent Sting and bleed damage do 10% more. 20% when they're below 30. So that means all of your crits are going to be doing 20% more. 20%, and then 40% below 30. That means all your crits are going to do 20% more because of this. Or, well, the bleed effect. So it won't be 20% more. What will be the math on that? So it's 15% of the crit increased by 20%. Oh, but this doesn't work on your pet, though. It's not your pet's crits, too. So kill command, I don't know how kill command will count. If kill command will count for this or not. It needs to. But pet autos and pet specials won't count for sure. Don't know. But you know, you're probably going to want to be picking this anyway, but still. So this 15% is going to be increased by 20 or 40% depending on their health. So this helps with this a little bit. This also is going to work on barb shot and the steel trap that I think you'll need to be picking. You know, maybe someone will chime in and be like, no, steel trap useless. Who needs an immobilize? But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be good, right? So yeah. So anyway, so probably going to need this. And now this is complicated. Stampede and Death Chakram. Stampede, I think this is a funny thing with these talent trees. People see, like, they see a spec, like they see a spell that's like flavorful for their spec. Like if you're a fire mage, like all the fire mages are gonna pick Meteor because it's red or orange. Like they're just like, oh, this is fire mage. I'm a fire mage. I pick things that are fire mage colors. And I noticed people do that. And back in the day when the talent trees had, we used to have, like in Pandaria, talent trees that look the way that they look now, but your class shared one. So like you didn't have spec specific ones really. So like back when it was like that, you still saw a lot of people picking like, if you were a fire mage, you picked all the like thematic fire stuff, and you'd inspect someone, and it's very common to see your average player using that. So I think people are going to want to use Stampede as Beast Mastery, even though these pets do not count as real pets, so they're not increased by Beast Mastery's pet damage increase effects. So they're not actually pets, by the way. And it's like 30% slow. You can just move out of it. The damage on this would have to be wild for it to be good, I think. So if you're picking this, I think Death Chakram's the way to go. But I think we're going to be skipping this node. Pretty sure. This Bola is neat. You pick, you just got 1 point. You can either get 1 point of Bola or 1 point of Serpent Sting. Like, ignore this top stuff. I just was like putting points in to get down here. But 1 point in Bola, I guess, is the most effective thing you can get. But if you were able to put 2 points in Bola, it is... Stop that. 100% slow, which, what the heck? 2 procs per minute, 100% slow, interesting. Anyway, but maybe Serpent Sting will be better. And maybe I'm wrong about the Steel Trap and the Serrated Shots. Maybe you want Serpent Sting and Hydra's Bite and then something else. But the points down here get kind of awkward, I think. Because if you don't pick this, you pick this. And if you were to like pick, if instead of... like, let's say you got these two, okay? Then you won't be able to get another capstone. So it's just kind of... It's kind of awkward, I think. A little awkward. So, anyway. I hope we don't have to play Service as Beast Mastery. I think I'll be picking the Arctic Bola. But yeah, BM, it looks pretty good. Like I said, just for hunters in general, I wish they changed the pet specs, but I think BM looks good. I think it's going to be strong. And by the way, I wanted to stream this live and like talk about this with everybody, but YouTube is so whack, like trying to do that. So that's kind of the issue with that. But I'm going to start live streaming, and I think for my other spec videos, we're going to just live stream them and talk about them. And maybe we'll redo the hunter one then. Marksman, I'm going to talk about Marksman really quick. For the tree on Marksman, of course, all this kill command and pet stuff is worthless to you. So Marksman is probably going to be getting Serpent Sting and the Hydra's Bite. Maybe all the PvP hunters are going to need Steel Trap because it's more CC. Hard to say right now. Really hard to say. Explosive Shot and Barrage are really not great for PvP either, though. Maybe Explosive Shot will be. The multiplier on it looks pretty good. Yeah. I don't know, it's gonna be tough. But Marksman, I'm not really super stoked on Marksman. I think this Death Blow Razor Fragment's gonna be getting these big kill shots out all the time, and kill shot's gonna have a 45% increased crit chance for Marksman. And it's gonna have this, 50% increased damage, and then doing a bleed for 25% of the damage it did. And if it crits, it's going to do another 15%. I think it's just the kill shots are going to be actual kill shots. Okay. I won't go through the whole spec tree, but all of this is diamond, which looks so funny. You're going to probably avoid all of this. And these wind arrows, I don't know how good these really are. 15% attack power is a pretty low multiplier, but 3% chance to get... Gosh, I don't know. Wailing arrow doesn't silence in PvP, so it's just if the damage is good, then you'll use it. Otherwise, it's going to be trash. So you're probably going to take this readiness stuff, or let's just... what am I doing? I should just get down there in the tree, right? Again, we're just picking, random stuff to get down our tree. Yeah, so if you get to this point in the tree, oh yeah, this aim shot fires a serpent sting at the target. I think it's going to make the serpent sting poison injectors kind of the pick for, Marksman. But so you get down this point in the tree. Do you go this? And then finish up like that? Or do you... Oh no! You had to give up something else. Okay, well that's kind of complicated. You definitely need this. Can I give up something elsewhere in the tree? Oh, but I didn't actually map this out correctly. I was just putting points willy-nilly. Oh yeah, so you have another point up here in the tree to spend. Okay. But if you're getting this, then you definitely want the talents to improve True Shot. This. Because this has synergy. They have synergy together. Yeah. So you're gonna I guess you're gonna skip Wailing Arrow and this Windrunner's Barrage, huh? Because the 10 seconds of free True Shot gonna be increased by 3 seconds, so it'll be 13 seconds, and then Unerring Vision, you're gonna be getting crit and crit damage every second. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, well, I think this, this spec will just depend on damage. Didn't get really anything in here other than its diamond dice, of course. I'm not really holding my breath on Marksman. Marksman, it's kind of like Arcane Mage. It's not a spec that's like fundamentally good. There's nothing special about the way it deals damage that makes it good. Like, it's just a spec. So when it's good, it one-shots people. When it's not one-shotting people, it's like, why wouldn't you play BM? Marksman is just a hunter that's, got the same utility as BM, but it's less mobile. It does have Bursting Shot, but Bursting Shot's kind of whatever. So, but for PvP, you definitely need it, of course. But yeah, not holding my breath for Marksman in PvP. I think BM looks pretty good. And now Survival. Survival, I kind of poo-pooed on before, but kind of changing my mind about it quite a lot. The General Tree, I think you're going to want to spec it a lot like Beast Mastery. It'd be really awkward to use Barrage as Survival, though that'd be kind of crazy. I think you're going to want to do it the same way you did Beast Mastery. It's hard to say, though, because maybe it wants Serpent Sting and Latent Poisons, too. Poison Injectors, I mean. I'm not really sure, but something I want to point out down here is, first off, they've got all these cooldowns, and they can get all of them. But this is a 50-yard range charge. This is 40-yard range charge. They've got this 30-yard range charge, which can be put to a 20-second cooldown. They've also got Disengage and Aspect of the Cheetah as well. So this class is really going to have all kinds of movement. Extremely mobile class. Even though some of them are on a pretty, fairly long cooldowns, but still, it's got all these cooldowns. This spec, I could see it one-shotting people. This tree is actually a lot better than I first gave it credit for. Now that I've really been taking a look at it, I think that it just depends. I guess if survival is blasting people, then it's good. But the problem with survival, it comes down to, it's a melee spec with the utility of a range spec. The utility of a range spec, which is Hunter, and Hunter's got some of the worst utility of range specs. So it's just kind of like, I think it puts survival in a hard position unless survival's damage is obscene. So tuning's really it's going to really come down to tuning if survival's good or not. But I think it actually is looking kind of crazy with all these cooldowns. All these cooldowns it's going to have going. I don't know if you'll actually pick Fury of the Eagle. Depends on how good its damage is on a single target. But you can easily pick all three cooldowns if you want them. So there it is. Anyway, I don't have. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about Hunter. I think Hunter does kind of need some of the most help of any of the classes, in my opinion, honestly. It saw some of the least changes, and I think it kind of needed changes the most. So I'm a little bit disappointed with it. I think Beast Mastery looks pretty cool, but, Hunter just, it doesn't have that wow factor that a lot of the other specs have. It just kind of looks like, okay, here's Hunter. It's got everything it's ever had for the last several expansions, all on the tree. But, a lot of specs, I feel like they've got the Exodias going. And Hunters don't really seem to have that happening. So I actually am a little worried about this class. And Hunter is a class that, honestly, like for a pure DPS class, has a troubled history. Like, you never know when Hunter, all three specs are going to not be really worth using. Like, that happens. That actually happens to Hunter and the other pure DPS classes, Rogue, Warlock, and Mage. That would never happen to them. Like, there's never been a time where Rogue, Warlock, and Mage had all three specs being dog doo-doo. But Hunter has that happen pretty consistently. So, or, it'll have, like, a spec that's bad and then, like, two specs that are whatever. But Hunter doesn't really spend very much time as a, like, top three class the way Mage, Warlock, and Rogue so frequently do. Despite also being a pure DPS class. So, yeah, a little worried about Hunter in some ways. I also feel like the defenses and the utility are not quite there compared to other specs. Like, I think what they have seems fair, but what a lot of other specs have seems not fair. And the PvP talents are not. They don't really solve the specs. They don't really solve the class's problems. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see on Hunter. I do think the specs look kind of interesting, but it's nothing crazy. Kind of got hopes for BM and Survival. Don't have too much hope for Marksman. So, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about Hunter, what you think needs to change. I think I'm going to have some people on and going to stream together or something. We'll talk about it in a more of a real-time kind of setting. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you.